Matty Burke, I've just had a word with Mark Ella. How can I have two rugby legends in the same gig who I absolutely adored and love watching play?
Mate, I tell you, I'll take Mark any day of the year. Mate, isn't it amazing when you look back through history and you look back through the greats, and not that you're trying to equate them through generations. You got to realise and accept the generations for what they were, and that era, got everyone going, wasn't it? That was not 1984. They won the Grand Slam. Incredible names through Australian rugby. You try and forge your own path, but I would have loved to play with that bloke, just like doing these ones and making you look good. You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Although you went all right yourself, Matty. You had a wonderful career.
That's right. Yeah. We went through a great period of time where we won. There was a 2000 after 99, 2000. We had every cup that was on offer was in Australian hands. So Bledisloe Cup, World Cup, Tri-Nations, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Argentina. It was a pretty good time. Yeah, absolutely.
How are we going now? We've won a few games, and I've got to say, I've always been a fan of the rugby in Australia. I'm a South Sydney tragic, as you know.
Yep.
But 18 months ago, I was struggling to name some boys in the side.
Yeah.
Now they've had a couple of wins, a couple of losses lately. How do you think we're going?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because you always like to chase winners, don't you? And it doesn't matter whether it's at a club team, an Australian team. You always follow your national sport. Doesn't matter what it is. And that gold jumper is synonymous with having a real crack.
Yeah.
The disappointing part was that 23 World Cup. I mean, and I think that's etched in people's minds not to go back to that place. They've had some good wins this year. That South African win was great. They just need to be more consistent,
Yeah.
And when you come up against some pretty good outfits now, I mean, I had a look at the rankings this morning. We're 7 in the world at the moment, which you scratch your head at and think, that is not acceptable, if that's the word,
Not for Aussies.
Not for Aussies, no, exactly. I mean, we've always been, I don't think we've ever been number one in the world. We've always been at least 2 or 3. And you go into games where it's competitive and it's going to be very close. These big guys, when you look at South Africa and New Zealand, like they're big humans. And we've got to keep up with them. And we've got to play. Our competitive advantage was always being smarter, and tracking your way around the park, But people have caught up. Times have changed. People are bigger, stronger, faster, and it's close. When you play these games now, it's incredibly close. So look, I love it. I love watching it. There's a couple of guys coming through now. Young Max Jorgensen's doing well. Yeah, we've got a guy like Will Skelton who did really well through that Lions series. Yeah. I mean, what? I'm 6 foot. You'd have been the same. Apart from your knee operations, you've just dropped a couple. Will Skelton,
massive man,
6'8", 145 kilos, and just swatting blokes. And so that's what you got to come up against, and you got to battle. So, look, it's a fun time. It's always great to watch. So, look, I'm always a massive Wallaby fan.
And you're down here today supporting Vinnies and the homeless, try and raise a few dollars for people that aren't as fortunate as us.
Yeah, Phil ropes you in, right, and does some good stuff. That's all right, mate. Just duck and weave as you go past the camera. Phil has done some great stuff, and obviously, Vinnies does some great work as well.
Yeah.
And it's all relative though, isn't it? You look in this world that we're living in at the moment, man, it's expensive, It's expensive for people who are going okay,
Yeah.
So, to do anything to help out Vinnies and to help out the charity, it's pretty simple, Like it's not difficult. And if it can change someone's night, week, year, life, happy days.
Nice words, mate. Before I let you go, I know you used to bowl a few seamers at school. I need a how's that.
Mate,
Give me a how's that.
I was off the long run up, mate. I bent my back like, how is the one?
That's out, mate, definitely. Matty Burke, good to see you, brother. Thanks.
See you, man. Take care.
How's